In this video, I want to go over find the parity outlier problem on Codewars. And what the description says is you're given an array, which will have a length of at least 3, but could be very large, containing integers. The array is either entirely comprised of odd integers or entirely comprised of even integers, except for a single integer n. Write a method that takes an array as an argument and returns this outlier n. So this array, or list, because we're using Python, is called integers. If we look at the examples, this list called integers is entirely comprised of even integers with the exception of our parity outlier 11. Since 11 is the odd integer, what we do is we return 11. On the other hand, for this example, this list is entirely comprised of odd integers, and the parity outlier is 160. It is even, so we return 160. Now, the way we can do this is actually very simple. What we can do is we can create two lists. The first one is going to be called odds, and the second one is going to be called evens. The odds list is going to hold all the odds integers, and the evens list is going to hold all the evens integers. One of these lists is going to contain only one integer because they're entirely comprised of either even or odd integers with the exception of a single integer n. So to find this parity outlier, we're going to separate the evens and odds. And we can do this with list comprehension. So we'll say odds is equal to x for x in integers if x modulus 2 does not equal 0. What this is essentially saying is this is just a list, so for every element x in our integers list, we're going to perform a check. If it is odd, we're going to append it to our odds list. Okay, do the same thing for evens, so evens is equal to x for x in integers if and only if x modulus 2 is equal to 0. Now that we have that, one of these lists is going to contain a single integer. This integer is going to be our parity outlier. Now we can do a simple check with the ternary operator. So we'll say return, and let me just type it out. We'll say we're just going to assume that odds contains our parity outlier. So odds of 0, or the only element in our odds list if it is in fact our parity outlier. So odds of 0 if the length of odds is less than the length of evens. However, if that is false, we're going to return the only element in evens. Okay, now what this does is we are from the get-go assuming that the odds list contains our parity outlier, meaning that there is only one element in our odds list. And we check this by checking to see if the length of our odds list is less than the length of our evens list. If it is true, we return the only element in odds. However, if it is false, it means our evens list contains the parity outlier and we return the only elements in evens. So this should work if we test it and we check. So 3 passed, let's attempt it. And all 35 test cases passed. So that is the find the parity outlier problem on Codewars. I hope that you found it valuable, and if you did, I would appreciate if you liked, commented, and subscribed, and I will see you guys in future tutorials.